Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. Well, if you're new, welcome, and if you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash that subscribe button? It helps other people know when I'm posting videos. And before we get started, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't make any medical claims. This is all based on my own personal journey, so please do your homework first before you get started. Did you guys know I have a Facebook support group, Ron's Keto Cafe Facebook support? You're welcome to go over there and ask for a Facebook request for becoming a member, and I'll gladly accept you as a member. You're encouraged to post videos and YouTube links for weight loss and recipes, and your before and after photographs, and your thoughts about anything regarding weight. I just don't promote drugs on the channel for weight loss, and so just keep it clean and simple, and we can get along just fine. And if you're a YouTuber and you're trying to grow your channel, ask me if I can share your link over to my Facebook support, and I'll be gladly to help you out. And I'm here to help each other out. I don't get paid for my videos, and my goal is just to inspire you as you've been inspiring me along my journey of losing more than 140 pounds since the early days of 2020. So be that as it's said, today is Monday. It is June 26th. It's an overcast morning, very muggy and hazy all week long. They said it showers every day. So today we're going to go down to the office this morning and scan some city images and head home. Wife's got an appointment at noontime, and then we're going to just relax the rest of the day, film some videos, and so that's what we got going on. Today marks the end of week 148 and the beginning of week 149, and what we did for last week. Today's topic is it's never too late, and boy do I mean that. No matter how you feel in life or how much you weigh in life, and it's never too late to start over. And just I've had many ups and downs along the course of my journey, and I do struggle from time to time with the carb addiction and the sugar addiction, and I don't sugarcoat anything on this YouTube channel. I tell it straight up the way it is, and good or bad or the ugly. And so so this past week we did a three-day beef and butter fast. It went really well. We lost 4 pounds. It wasn't really a dramatic loss. It was mostly a lot of water weight. And typically in the past, my very first beef and butter fast I did back in the early days of 220, I lost like 12 pounds. But you got to remember, I was like 400 pounds, and I was shedding weight like crazy the first 4 or 5 months that I was on low-carb keto, because most of all my weight had to do with water, bloat. So, and they got rid of all that. And of course now that I'm down to, this morning's weigh-in, I was down to 226 pounds. Yeah, and with the 4-pound weight loss. So I'm back on track there, but I fall into the trap sometimes when I'm in a store and I see something I haven't had in a while and I want it, and of course then one thing leads to the next, and then next thing you know I'm making bad food choices again, and it's kind of like a vicious cycle that I got to learn to not let my emotions of my old eating habits get back in the way. And so we're definitely going to be going back on track this week. This week we're planning on doing 1 or 2 days of an egg fast, a little bit of BBBE, beef, butter, bacon, and eggs, and continue on with the ketogenic meals, and just take one day at a time and figure out what I want to do each one of those days. And I'm not going to do any more challenges. They're just too hard to challenge. That's why they call them challenges. However, here it is, the 26th, and it's been 26 days now since I've had a soft drink. And I tell you the truth, guys, I don't really miss it. My Coke Zero, I was drinking that religiously 3 or 4 times a day, and a 12-ounce can, and I haven't been drinking that in ages, and so it seems. But I've been drinking a lot of Propel water and a lot of plain water and Crystal Light water, and water with mostly all my water with electrolytes. And I do have a choice beverage in the morning. I have 3 coffees, sometimes 4, depending on my choice. What kind of night I might have had the day before. And I'll have a late afternoon cup of tea, and I always have it with light cream. And I used to have it with Splenda. That was always my choice. But I broke off of the Splenda for monk fruit, and I don't have an issue with the monk fruit. Now, something I wanted to talk about, inflammation and allergies. I believe I might be allergic to some type of foods causing my skin rashes and my psoriasis, and So I'm going to get a hold of the doctor this coming month, and I'm going to see about making an appointment and talk to her and see if whether or not she'll start testing me for different allergies, for food allergies, and see what I might be allergic to. And then we'll just take it from there. But, you know, if you notice something like that, you let me know. If you are you allergic to any food? Let me know if you are. And, you know, how do they find the issue that you were allergic? And what kind of reaction does it do to your skin? Or what does it make you feel icky or whatever? But I don't know. This is all new to me. And like I said, I've been doing low-carb keto for over 2 years now. And, you know, I've always had dry skin, but sometimes it gets really, really bad, and I get problems with psoriasis and you know, and all that stuff, and that's all autoimmune, you know, and according to them, the experts, there's no really cure for it. So you just have to, you know what's causing it and just try to get it under control by taking the you know, the salves and stuff that they've been giving me, and if I need to slow down my walking, I'll slow down on my walking. I haven't done that much walking that I want to do. I did Friday night there. We did the charity bingo on Friday night. My wife won 100. She had a, you know, okay crowd, 175 people, but we had an event in Leominster that night. It was National Pink Plastic Flamingo Day in our city, and every year on June 23rd we celebrate National Pink Flamingo Day, and it is a national holiday. It's not a federal holiday. But it was created by Mayor Dean Mazzarella, and we honored Don Featherstone, which was the original owner of the plastic shop called Union Products, which made the plastic flamingo, which I worked in, and I had made those before. And so they come off of a blow molding machine, to trim the excess plastic around them and put them in a big tote, and then the girls would take from the tote and they'd do on another assembly line, they'd paint the eyes black, and the rest of the flamingo they'd paint it with white and pink or whatever. And it was it was a pretty interesting product, and they'd assemble them in boxes and get them ready for shipping. But yeah, that place is closed. I worked there in the early 70s, and the company that's still making them today, they're up at Fitchburg. It's called Keto Manufacturing. Mary and I went up there a few years ago in 2019 and interviewed the owner of the company, and we put that up on our TV show we had at the time, This Month in Leominster History. I had a lot of fun there that whole year with Mary there. Every month we were taking calendars of local events, and we were putting it together for the city there, for history of the city. And I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself and how to act in front of the camera. If you go look at some of my older videos that I posted, you can clearly see my big puffy face and how nervous I was talking, and the more and more that you talk in front of a camera, the more and more confident you become in the ability to actually do this. It takes a lot of time and dedication to put up a YouTube channel, and and not so much the video part of it, it's just the editing, and then the process of putting it up on YouTube and creating a channel, make sure you get the proper channel links, and for other sites that you might have gotten recipes from, and other inspirational videos from other YouTubers that I follow, and make sure you're responsible for the music you use, because you don't want YouTube to flag your channel, and you got to be careful what you say, because we have Mockingbird Media right now, and if you say anything related to what is going on in the true sense, you get shut down. So you have to be really vigilant and careful what you say. And I don't want to offend anybody. And my aunt Jeanette was telling me at one time, she says, "Ron, if you want to stay friends with people, try and never mix family and friends with politics or religion, because not everybody shares the same views that I might share." So I try to keep it simple to just my channel, and I've been very successful that way. But so last night we tried to do a YouTube live at 8 o'clock last night, and I was having some technical difficulties with my microphone. Nobody could hear my voice talking, and I had to shut down the computer, restart it, and then I eventually ended up using my mobile camera. So that, I definitely got to invest in a new set of headphones. So if you got any links or suggestions for me, let me know. But I did use my mobile camera last night. I liked using a mobile camera, and I got a really good quality video out of it. But the problem with the mobile camera, I couldn't hear myself talk over when I'm talking. It looked like I'm just so used to with the other headset. So that's something to think about for later on down the road. But I'm probably gonna, when I start doing lives again, I'm just gonna use my mobile camera, set it up for a thumbnail. Before you go live on a thumbnail, it asks you for taking a photograph of that, or you can just upload it and get ready to preset it for YouTube. But the other thing I want to start using is StreamYard, and I haven't used any StreamYard yet. And StreamYard is free. They allow you 20 hours of a month for a video for free. Of course, and they also have a paid version. The paid version on YouTube too. I have a premium account, which means so when I go to log in and watch other people's videos and stuff, I got rid of all those ads. They get paid for those ads regardless whether or not I'm watching it or not. But I just couldn't deal with every 30, maybe 2 or 3 minutes a pop-up ad. But before we go any further, let's have a sip of my favorite coffee in my Be Kind cup. Remember, coffee and friends make the best blends. So the other thing I wanted to talk about, if anybody's interested in going live at me at nighttime, let me know, because I'd like to start doing like a live at nighttime around 7, 8 o'clock at nighttime, whatever time would work best for you. And we can always pre-record it live and then just, look at the chat like Mike and Tom do from the Wednesday night shows that they do every Wednesday or every other Wednesday. And I've gone on lives with them before as well. So it's fun learning other people and interviewing people. And I would need help with that because I can only talk so long and then I run out of things to say. Now, last night on my live, one of my friends, Wellness, I think her name was, I forget exactly the YouTube link, but she's been following me for a while and I follow her channel. She was asking me a question about what's the difference between carnivore and ketovore. Well, keto is basically a very restrictive foods where you're going to eat 20 net carbs or less a day, and it all depends on your macros now, where you are in your journey. So if you're really new and really heavy, 20 net carbs a day is ideal. And of course, fasting for not 24 hours, but like a 16-8 type fasting, which is what I do. 23-1, you can do like 1 hour window of eating. There's all different types of fasts that you can do. And my most successful fast has been 23-1. I might try doing it, 16-8. I might try doing a 16-1 fast, At least if you figure out all your macros and calories for one meal, you eat that one meal and then you're done the rest of the day. That would be pretty simple and pretty easy. But can you go 23 hours without eating? I don't know. That's kind of hard to do. But, we'll see what happens. And ketovore is basically a meat program, kind of like carnivore. And very restrictive on meats, and so I hope that helped you. So what I did, I ended up making a beef jerky yesterday. I filmed it, but I don't know if I'm going to use that particular video or not. But the process of the beef jerky, I bought some regular steak that I wasn't crazy about. So what I did was I trimmed off all the fat and I sliced it up thin. I marinated it for about an hour, but ideally it should be marinated for 24 hours, but just a pilot to see whether or not I even like making my own. And I added some different ingredients that I got from a standard research on a Google search, all for low-carb keto. And it came out really good. I baked it in the oven at 170 for 4 hours, and I kind of liked it. And I bought a sample package from the beef jerky company. And the problem with that was there's so much different ingredients in there, and none of it was for low carb weight loss. And it was very expensive. You only got like 4 or 5 pieces in it for about $5. So you're better off to make your own. It's so inexpensive. You could go to the butcher down to the local store, your grocery store, no Market Basket or Hannaford's or any of those places, and you can get a nice big piece of roast. And get something that's cheap, because it's just going to become beef jerky, and go ask the butcher if they can slice it up to about the size what they do like roast beef, and have them slice it up to about maybe 1 inch wide and about maybe 4 or 5 inches long. And they don't charge you any extra for that. They don't mind you. Then they repackage it for you with the price of what was on the package. And I've done that a couple of times when I made some other meals in the past. So when I go do the beef jerky thing again, I'm definitely going to be doing that again. And I plan on doing a dehydrator, because in the oven it took 4 hours, but that was fine. But if you get a dehydrator, that's what that's designed to do, and you can just leave it sit there overnight for 24 hours dehydrating your food. And then what I'll probably do is I'll pound it all up to kind of like tenderize the meat before I do the beef jerky in the dehydrator. Yeah, it will do the air fryer. You can dehydrate food in the air fryer too, but you got to put it on the lowest setting, like about 160 degrees Celsius or whatever it is, and Also, there was another YouTuber, Keto Connect, that I follow, Matt, and his wife Megan for quite a while now. They put up awesome videos, and you know, they talk about their family. She's had health issues with some things going on with her. And again, if you're one of those persons falling with health issues, I'm sending out my lots of hugs and prayers for your health to get better. And you know, just trust the faith, and always remember to walk by faith, not by sight. And so yeah, he had a nice recipe for the beef jerky. He was in a can of sugar-free soda that I think like it was a stevia type soda that he had bought, and they had different flavors. And he got the regular one that he tried with one can, and he added a bunch of stuff in a Ziploc bag, and then he put the beef jerky in the oven. Not in the oven, but he put it in the refrigerator for a 24-hour period. Then he put the beef jerky on screws after he dried it off, and then he cooked it in the oven that way. Well, for me, I won't do it that particular method, but I'm going to be putting it on the bacon rack, and because I do have a cooking bacon rack, and I'll lay the bottom with foil so that's less of a mess cleanup for me, and dry out, and until I can actually get a dehydrator. Every price in the dehydrators costs anyways from $40 and up, depending on what you want to pay for one. But let me know if you have a dehydrator, and do you use the dehydrator? What do you dehydrate? That's my question of the day. And yeah, so Friday night there again, my wife won $100 on Friday night playing bingo. We did the Pink Flamingo Day. We did go down to the Lower Common area, and I had somebody take a photograph of me in front of the Pink Flamingo. And that photograph to the left of me was done in 2019. I weighed about 400 pounds in that photograph, so you can clearly see the difference in the size and how much weight I lost. And you know, and again, I do film for the city and volunteer, and I take all kinds of photos, but I'm kind of like really slowing down on that, because this year I'm pretty sure it's going to be my final year doing city volunteering. I might just stay with the Historical Commission, but you know, they're a great group of guys that I volunteer with, and you know, my friend Rocky's not doing that great. 90 years old, he fell, got hurt, broke his collarbones, got his face all messed up, and he had missed a step, and he was getting really better, and then he was at home, and cane slipped, and he broke his collarbone, and got a call from his wife Tuesday over there, and then she was telling us that he's got to go have left hip surgery, so plus everything else is going on. And the family, and he was living upstairs on the second floor of the house that they have, so his family and all his kids moved all his stuff downstairs, so he don't have to climb the stairs anymore. But I feel so bad, and I said, oh my God, 90 years old, it's going to be a long time before we see Rocco again, so let's send out some good vibes for him to get better. And he's another local historian, and he's very knowledgeable about the past history of our city, and so that that's what I enjoy doing, and I'm trying to work on some videos for those guys, so I guess eventually when I get control over their Facebook page, and maybe talk to them about creating a YouTube channel for the commission, and put everything up that way, But still, again, we got to be responsible for what we put up and for music, and make sure the information is correct. And yeah, so we're going to keep doing with that. We're going to continue doing some walking. I did some fishing this past week. I caught a nice 16-inch bass Wednesday and Barrett Park again. I went down there Wednesday morning, and I was there till about noontime. I caught like 4 fish again, and I caught a kivy and 3 smallmouth bass. I didn't catch no trout this time. But when I go fishing, I just like to sit down in my easy chair and set up and put a night crawler on my line and just fish off the bottom. Now I prefer fishing off the bottom. And, people come by and they might talk to me, and I like to learn about what's going on. And speaking of learning, I'm going to tell you what went on with my cat this week. I might feel so bad for the little fella, but first let's have another sip of my coffee before I lose my voice, because I've already been talking about 20 minutes. Okay, and that noise you hear in the background, I put the central air conditioner on, because it's very muggy this morning, and it'll be that way all week. So anyways, last Tuesday I brought my cat to have his nails clipped off at the grooming place that we used to bring my other cat there, Angel. She's great. She only charges $15, and I gave her $20 for a tip. Well, I gave her a $20 bill. And she clipped his nails, and then the next day I had an appointment with him to have him nuded, and it was in like a town called Sterling, which is about 4 towns over, and they actually have 3 places that do that in Sterling, and I went to all 3, and I finally got the 3rd one right after the second. I went to the first 2 by mistake, and the second one gave me the address and the phone number of the one I was supposed to bring Oreo. So I brought him down there about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we left him there all day. And so he charged us $175, which is reasonable considering what everybody else was charging. One place wanted $1,025, another place wanted $650, 2 places wanted 3 something, one place wanted $180, which would have been in Clinton Animal Shelter, and then when they got a hold of these people, they said $175. So we brought him down there. We had him clipped, and when he got home, he had a cone on his head, and he looked so miserable. When I took a photograph of that, I said, I can't leave that cone on there, even though they said to leave it on there for 10 days. I took it off right away, and he was mopey all day long because he was groggy from the anesthesia that they give cats. And once he came out of that, when I woke up that morning around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning, he was really peppy le pew. He was all over the place. So I knew that that was the right call to have him nuded. And she recommended a chip in him, but I didn't put a microchip in him because he's going to be an indoor cat. He's never going to be an outdoor cat. But I did, when I went to the store this past week to get a coffee at the Mainstream Cafe, I talking to a lady, and she had a stroller, and I thought she had a baby in a stroller. She had 2 dogs in the stroller, and she had a mesh screen over them so they could look outside. And she told me she paid about $100, but I've been pricing them out on Amazon or in some other websites, or even Walmart. So you can pick them up at like $30 and up. So something I'm thinking about investing for a cat there, so I can take him walking with me from time to time and just make sure he doesn't get out. Make sure I bring water with me so he can have some water and some food. But look, do you guys do that with your cat? Is your cat an outdoor cat or an indoor cat? Now I know some people that actually put a leash on their cat and they bring him out walking like they walk a dog. I don't know if I could get a leash on him. And some people tell me they don't recommend that you do that with a cat, especially if he's going to be an indoor cat. So I don't know. So I'm getting like a conflict between 2 people that say yes and one person says no. I suppose it's up to the owner of the pet. But I think he'd really enjoy going outside and getting some fresh air instead of being cooped up in the house. But I couldn't just let him run loose, because if he did, he got away, and I couldn't get a hold of him to come back to bring him back in the house. That would be the end of Oreo. And I love the little fellow so much. I don't want anything to happen to him. And yeah, so like I said, this week coming up, we're going to continue doing some walking in between when it's nice out, and I'll have to keep an eye on the skies, and continuing with the egg fast, and might do some BBBE, and I'll post out my meals and put them up. I plan on making another egg loaf this week, and I've been posting some recipes on Keto Rewind, and Deborah has really been appreciative of the recipes that I've been putting up, because and a lot of the girls and guys up there really like what I've been putting up. I experiment a lot. I just, if I make a failure, so what? If I don't like it, I just throw it out and start all over again. It's no big deal. So she got a hold of me this week, Deborah and Jess, and they're going to be making a video this week and referencing me in the recipe that I had done a while back ago. So I'm looking forward to hearing and see what they have to say there, and I really appreciate that, Jess. And I was talking about doing live videos. Just a suggestion if you're watching this video, is just think about if you got time to do, every now and then invite somebody in on your channel to do a live and help them to promote their channel. I mean, I know you're far along above everybody else, but I go into live videos that people invite me to talk about my journey, and it helps us grow our channels. I mean, your channel has grown so much, and I appreciate that. But you should start thinking about that, because I know you're a busy mom with a couple of kids in a nutty household. But you'd be surprised how many people you can help along by doing something like that. It's just a suggestion, anyways. But anyways, be that as it said, I'm going to talk enough, I guess. So I'm going to let you guys go. Be watching for some more videos for this week that I'll be posting. Be watching for week 149 update for the next weekend. And of course, we get the big holiday coming up. And so that's about all I got to say. So at least I'd say thank you for coming along my journey. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Remember, I love you. God loves you. Have an amazing day. Thank you for coming along, guys. Have a good day.